All right. We got one person watching. How's everybody doing? We are here. Jimmy, the Darke County picker, I put your YouTube link in the chat here so that everybody could see, check you out, subscribe, do whatever it is that they would like to do.
Awesome.
We got a whopping one person.
More people will come.
Thrifty Junker is that one person apparently. Hello, Thrifty
Oh, that's
Junker.
Dina.
Welcome.
Yeah, she's the one that I was on her first ever live, so I mean,
okay, well, welcome.
I was new to her live. I should say.
Got it. Well,
Yeah.
Welcome to the live. I don't necessarily like this new look they gave me, or that I Lynn's here. Hi, Lynn. I changed up the layout here, and now it doesn't look very good.
What do you mean?
See how the comments are coming through down here? They're kind of like black with a blue line next to them. I don't like that. I'm going to change it real quick because it is not. There we go. How about that?
That's better. Yeah.
So Thrifty Junker is your biggest fan.
Oh.
Is this your fiance?
No.
That's funny.
She's probably watching it in the fart sack. I'll be honest with you.
The founder of the fart sack is here. That's right. Tess is here. Hi, Tess. So I gotta know, where did you get that from?
What's that? The fart sack?
Was that you originally? I don't remember, to be honest.
No. That wasn't me. I just went with it after.
Yeah,
after
we did too.
Said, you know.
I can't remember who that came from initially, but yeah, it was.
I can't remember it, but it's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Ed's here. Hi, Ed. Ed, we have questions for you. Reach out to me on Instagram because we just started with List Perfectly, and we need to chat. Riblets Gaming.
It's not terrible, but.
And not to be outdone, her husband's here.
Okay.
Super fast Tortoise is here. So you're new to YouTube. How do you feel about it? Like now? Like are you getting comfortable with it? Is it something that you like doing, or
yeah, like
well,
sometimes
I mean,
no.
He's like no.
No, like I have to get away from the it's okay. I have to get away from the shyness part of it because like I said, I can handle like if someone puts criticism in a comment because I'm more hard on myself than anybody.
Right. I'm the same way. So
yeah, like I can film like a video and that, but man, when I watch it back, I'm like, what am I doing? But my fiance Jen, she's like, just put it on there, just be yourself, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's very true.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was the same thing. It absolutely ruined my day whenever somebody would put like a new a comment in and stuff. And then after a while, you kind of, the easiest way to say it is like, there's always going to be, you can't please everybody. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like what you're doing or something to that effect. So,
yeah. I mean, look at how many people have like thousands of views and they have like, maybe 500 thumbs up and then 100 thumbs down. And I'm like, how dare you? You know what I mean? But who cares?
I figured I haven't had no thumbs down yet, which is fine.
Nice.
If I get them, I'm like, hey, if you give me a thumbs down, that mees you've at least watched it. I'm good with it. But no.
Your audio's cutting out.
Oh, sorry.
Me?
Yeah, there's a.
Oh.
Is it me? Yeah, I might have to plug back in, but
there we go. Now we're good.
Yeah, there's a storm going on, so that's probably what it's in the middle of.
Yeah. So Thrifty Junker is the one that talks you off the ledge when you want to quit reselling.
Yeah, she's another reseller.
Cool.
Yeah,
I need to know how she talks you off the ledge.
Yeah, some days I get frazzled. I'm like, I'm just done with it. I'm done. She's like, quit. I was like, I'm trying to. And that's my joke. Yeah, she's starting to learn my sarcasm. I have a really dry, like Vince Vaughn sarcasm, so she's starting to learn it. So
got it.
So I got to remember, like, we don't all know each other, so they don't know really how we all are in real life. So that's a little bit what I go through.
Yeah, I feel like we get that sometimes too, where people think we're, you know, like I remember the one time we made a Beanie Baby joke. Like we found some Beanie Babies or something, and we were like, "Oh man, we're gonna be rich." And somebody was like, "You know, those aren't worth anything, right?" We're like, "Yeah, we do."
It's just funny to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That and the Black Diamond. Is it the Black Diamond? Black Diamond.
Yeah.
VHS tapes.
Disney tapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you fall into that trap when you first started reselling, like we did?
Yeah, especially the Little Mermaid one. You know, that has the bad picture, and
yeah,
my grandpa had like 5 of them. I'm like, look at this, man.
You're rich.
Yeah, and they were the ones I had were only worth like $10.
Yeah. Same.
we found one at a thrift store somewhere, and we were like, "Oh man, this is the band cover." Didn't go well.
No.
Ed gets the same feeling. Are people really going to watch this? Yeah, I get that all the time.
Yeah. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to develop my channel to where I'm not like being a copycat. That's because I'm like, you can watch 5 different resellers doing the same exact thing. I was like, why would somebody want to do what I'm doing? You know, I mean, but
yeah, we tried that. We kind of tried that too. We were going to switch it up a little bit, and that's when we started like reviewing like things that we found at thrift stores just to be different, and nobody watched it.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, I want to see what you're buying and how much you're selling it for, and I'm like, okay, I mean, if that's what people wanted to see, and then the bins videos happened, and we were like, okay, well, I guess that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah, they love the bins.
Oh, Larry's here. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
What people do not want to know is it doesn't matter which thumb they hit. It doesn't. What people do not know is it doesn't matter which thumb they hit. It does nothing harmful to your channel. That's correct. It just hurts your feelings.
Yeah. Especially because you guys know when you're trying to get subscribers, you know, I mean, like it seemed like it took me forever to get to 70. So
yeah.
But I mean, I'd wake up and be like 40, then I'd be back down to 34 and 36.
Yeah.
That's where Dina was where I was talking to Dina. I was like, I'm over this, man. She's like, quit, just keep putting them out, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
And consistency is the name of the game there. Like as consistent as you can be, whether it's, you know, once every Wednesday or something, whatever it is, as long as you stay consistent, it'll continue to grow. And the other thing to note about, which I found out, like the first 100's the hardest. It's hands down the hardest.
That's what I'm dealing with right now.
You do have to also remember that the subscribers dipping aren't necessarily your fault or anybody's fault for that matter. YouTube removes thousands of accounts a day because there's so much spam out there. Like I'm sure you've uploaded a video and you got the short link spam where it's just somebody commented a little link. They remove those accounts like constantly. So like subscriber fluctuation, it's going to happen no matter what. It just, you notice it a lot more when you're down in the, you know, in the low hundreds, because you're like, I'm trying to get to that 1,000 mark so quickly. And then you're like, man, I just lost 5 subscribers. What happened to them all? So
of course, that's why everybody does YouTube, because they're trying to get to $1,000 or 1,000 subscribers so they can start getting paid.
I wish you got $1,000.
I don't know why I said that. You do not make $1,000.
Your audio is still cutting out.
Here, let me try to plug in. Hold on for a second. If it kicks me off, I'll come back.
Okay. You're still there. I'm going to say hello to a few people here. First Impression Films is here. Hi. It's the first time you've made one of our lives. Welcome. Rosie's here. I love watching resellers. It helps me know what is buying and selling. Yeah, that seems to be why most people watch us. And for Sarah's witty personality.
Oh God. You know, when you guys were talking about when you watch a video that you did and you're like, oh my God, I think that about myself every time I hear myself at the bins. I'm like, I am so loud and obnoxious. Like, how are people like, I love your fiance. She's so entertaining. I'm like, I'm so annoying. Like, what? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm like the same way with my voice. I'm like, do I really sound like that?
Yeah, like what?
When I started video game t-shirts, they were worth what they sold at Hot Topic. Nice. Yeah. I've had similar shirt problems.
Yeah, same. When I first found my first ever single stitch, I'm like, yeah, man, I got $5. I was like, crap.
But it still sells fast. It's weird. People just, for some reason, single stitch. It almost doesn't matter what it is.
No.
Yeah, it's true.
Things we all do. The thing is we all do the same thing. Difference is personality. It's just got to be unique, I suppose. I do a lot of what sold thrift videos, but most of my watchers are my list perfectly and information video. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I didn't realize I have such a radio voice until I started doing this. And everyone's like, you should really be on the radio. And I'm like, every time I hear myself on the phone, like if I hear like my voicemail or something, I'm like, I sound awful. I don't know.
I told you that before.
Yeah, you did.
And so did some other customers of our lawn care business.
Mm-hmm. Riblets Gaming, you're the best, Sarah.
Ah, you're so sweet.
Ed the reseller. Now I get my compliment. You do, Adam. It's very calming and entertaining. You could do radio. Well, we are going to be eventually turning this live into podcasts. So that way you guys can listen outside of YouTube and take it with you. You can take the Pittsburgh picker with you. How great is that?
Cool.
Yes, you have a radio / YouTube voice and personality. See, I think my personality is kind of like, everybody says they like my dad jokes. And I'm like, well, one, I'm not a dad. And two, I just thought my jokes are kind of funny and clever, but apparently they're dad jokes.
I don't even remember. When do you ever even tell jokes? Oh, like on the videos. Yeah. Okay.
Move
I think those are
move your
funny.
microphone a little away from me.
Oh, sorry. Is that good?
Okay. Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
It's a little too close.
You said to move it closer before.
My advice on being better on YouTube is to try to be more confident on being positive, and I'll try and be more confident on being the positive you in every video and not improve every video to reflect your personality. The two will mesh automatically. I could see that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There is a limit though. And I hate to say this, but like there are some YouTubers I'll watch and I'll be like, this guy is over the top. Like he's too positive and too excited. And you're just like, you can tell like this is fake. And that kind of bothers me. Like those people that are like, what's going on YouTube? This is whatever. And you're like, no.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm just like, or you just have too much time on your hands too, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I think people appreciate the calm, dry kind of demeanor, and you have it too, where it's just like, this is the facts, this is what we're doing. I'm going to make a little joke here and there, and then there's my video, and people respond well. So
right.
SMP Postcards is here. Hello, how's it going? Listening in the background. Going to try not to comment. Why?
Because they're trying to get some work done.
Oh, okay. Listening in the background. Yeah. Try your hardest, though. We will probably bring up the fart sack at some point.
Definitely should.
What's important is that 30 seconds, though. If you don't catch their interest, you lost that watcher. Yeah, I don't know. I somebody told me that at the beginning too, and maybe not like with your intros, like don't say what exactly you're doing that day. And I've never done that. And maybe it's my downfall. Maybe I should be higher, but I don't know. I have no idea. When you do your intros, do you talk about what's going to be going on in that video, or do you just kind of tease it like with a clip or something? I mean, I've watched a few of your videos, and most of them seems like
basically it's my thumbnail, like because like I said, I'm a part-time reseller, so basically when I'm coming off work, I'm just straight to the point mostly.
Yeah.
So
that seems to work the best for us too.
Yeah.
I don't think we've really done anything different. It
just took me a minute to figure out how to do a thumbnail because if you don't do a thumbnail, you always get that it picks like your weirdest face in the video, and you're like, I'm like,
oh yeah.
So that was one of my critiques, like, hey, watch this, how to make a thumbnail and how to put it on your video. I was like, perfect.
That's
so
funny.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of it.
We got you. So First Impression Films loves somebody's. I'm imagining, I don't know who you're talking about
It's
exactly.
you.
It's me. It reminds me of a cool, caring kid's father.
Yeah, I think, remember before, like, they said something about that in one of your past videos, and I was like, that's so true, because remember when we were on vacation and we went with our friends, and one of our friends' kids brought his friend, and his shoes were all like chewed up because his dog was eating them, and Adam's like, I'm gonna buy you some new shoes. And I'm like, oh.
Okay. Jimmy, you got a question here from Larry. Jimmy, what do you like to pick or specialize in?
Basically anything. I mean, but I guess if I'm like thrifting or anything, I will automatically look at VCRs, because they have sold pretty well for me.
Yeah.
And plush, like Squishmallows, stuffed animals. When I did the 127, I bought a bunch of Bratz dolls, and they sold pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I think I sold them too cheap, because they were like selling real fast. I mean, I was like, so I was
I've
like,
had that feeling a couple times where I sold something, and I'm like, oh, that might have been a little too cheap.
Because when you're still listing them and they're all selling at the same, I was like, oh, but I made profit on them, so
right.
That's kind of the way we figure too. Is if you're making money. So you're more of the VCR and plush guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, phony people are super annoying. I agree. I can't stand the bubblegum over the top personality either. Not sure what bubblegum means.
Probably like really chipper, maybe. That's
okay.
how I'm gonna take it.
Got it. Ed, I've recently changed my interest to where I show some of the pickups and then do the video. I don't know if you've seen that. I give an insight on what video will be about, but try to get to the point ASAP. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I've found that doing that though, I found that, well, I didn't find, I guess I thought that people would maybe not watch, because if like the best grabs are right in the intro, then why do they watch the rest of the video?
Yeah.
I've also steered clear of putting them on my thumbnails too, because like if the best grab is on the thumbnail, everyone's like, well, I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's right. Sarah's right. She knew exactly who I was talking about.
Yes.
Another question for you. Do you hope to go full time, or is this just your side hustle?
Yeah, I'm hoping to go about 2 years.
Say that again. I'm sorry, you cut out.
I said I'm hoping to go in 2 years.
So completely full time?
Yeah, hopefully, but maybe realistically probably 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna starting in January. I'm gonna start sourcing more and listing more than what I do now.
Okay. What do you list a day typically, or if you don't want to answer?
It's low for me. I mean for anybody that's listening, I try to do 10 a day.
That's not low.
but
maybe like 20.
Yeah, but some people's like, that's it, 10. I was like, man, it's sometimes you're like at 5, and especially when you work like 8 hours a day, and I have a 50-minute commute one way to work, so that's a little bit of it.
Wow.
Geez. Yeah, well, that's not low. I don't think it's low, especially not working full time and doing that. That would be rough. Yeah. I don't think we were anywhere near that when we were both working.
Yeah, I think the most I ever did in a day was like 60. And I wanted to kill myself at the end of the day.
Yeah, I guess if it's like, I don't know, if I bought like a bunch of Hot Wheels and it was the same one, I'd be like, look, I just listed 60 right there. No.
Right. Yeah. And that's what it was, because it was books that I did. And I was just sitting there, and it was just like, yeah.
Ed, another question for you. How much time do you put into reselling during the week?
Well, this week none, because I had this was put family first, and but no, generally I'm gonna be realistically, I probably put 2 to 3 hours a day. That's it in reselling with my job. So 21 hours. I mean, I guess.
Huh. Well, that's
Yeah.
another part-time job essentially. But
Yeah.
we got more questions for you. Darke, what is your own personal advice to do resell? Tortoise and I will be stepping into reselling for the first time.
Basically what I did was I started selling stuff out of my house that I had laying around, and then, watch bigger resellers like Cincinnati Picker, Commonwealth, you guys, if you guys want. Yeah, but just be careful. Don't catch in the trap of watching what everybody else is buying, because then when you're thrifting, you see it everywhere and you go buy it, and then you end up with a big death pile that's very, very overwhelming.
It's very true. Yeah, they apparently the audio problem is not you, by the way. It's me.
I was gonna say I could hear him fine, but I didn't want to interrupt.
I apologize.
No, you're fine.
It's apparently my headphones.
No, because when I was in my live with Johnny this morning, like I said, it was storming so bad that even when I plugged in, I was like, Johnny, we're just gonna have to go with it, man, or I'm just gonna have to get off,
Well, we're gonna try this one more time, and if they're still cutting out, we'll rethink these headphones. I was literally about to buy new headphones earlier today, and I didn't.
Why don't you just close the door and take them out?
I'm okay. I think I just needed to reconnect.
Yeah, because I was like, he's like, you're cutting out. I'm like, I don't think he is.
Well, I noticed it because all of a sudden you started cutting out, and I'm like, it can't be. It's got to be me.
Okay.
So
well,
I'm sorry.
I did get a text from the other room that she said my beard was too close to my mic, so that might have been a little bit of rubbing. That's why I moved it up. So
yeah, the sound advice there is, yeah, if there's, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that you see online is typically been done or is being done, but I guess it really depends on who you watch too, because a lot of people will hold on to their secrets for a little while.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it, because nobody's really going to tell you what their niche is. I mean, because I'm not going to say go find a VCR is worth $75, because realistically they're not. I mean, but you have to find your niche, and it takes a while to do that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you said this. Did you say how long you've been at this? Reselling.
Reselling. Pretty much, probably about two years.
Okay. Oh, and it's always been eBay, or you've been?
I started on Macari. That's where I started, okay. but I started to venture more eBay around when the big crisis happened. I don't want to say the C word, but
I understand.
but yeah, because I just got promoted in December to my job, because I'm an engineer now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was out, because I used to be a receiving supervisor, so working 40 hours, or sometimes, when this was going on, they're like, hey, you just got to go home just to be safe. And
right.
But when I got promoted to engineering, I could work from home, so that worked out.
Yeah, that a lot. I know a lot of people that got into it around that time too. We just started listing on Poshmark and Macari recently.
Okay.
We're cross listing now. So Macari is kind of a weird animal to us. Poshmark seems to be pretty much clothing and like vintage stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas Macari seems to be a lot like eBay, but we haven't sold much on Macari. So
we haven't sold anything.
Well,
yeah, that's
one or two things.
Yeah, that's where I sell mostly my Squishmallows at.
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah, we just started listing like heavily listing on Macari within the last day or so. So I'm sure things will change as time goes on. S&P postcards list 60 a day postcards. So that would be a little easier.
Yeah.
I don't know though. That might be.
Still, I mean, you still got.
It took me like a good 10 hours to list 60 books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most I ever did in a day was 100. Wow.
Dang, you're the master.
I like YouTubers that actually show their everyday bread and butter items, which is really the reality. Yeah, I hope that we are like that, but because I don't hide anything really at this point.
I don't either. I just because I mean it's content on me, so I was just like, this is what I sold, this is what I paid for, this is what I sold it for. I mean, but
yeah, I agree, and I think part of the I don't know. It seemed to me that when we started the channel, people really enjoyed seeing like us pick up stuff and then turn around and sell it. That those two kind of videos kind of mold together after a while where if you're just grabbing things at thrift stores, I feel like people will be on to you after a while and they'll be like, he's not selling anything, like he's just going to thrift stores and filming himself buying things.
There's a couple resellers I'm like, I think all they're doing is just buying because I never see them selling it. So I'm like, and then they lose my interest because they're not selling it. So
yeah.
Let's see. Totally agree. Use what you see online, then always check your own comps. That was a big flaw when I first started not running my own comps. Yeah, I totally agree.
I was looking up stuff like half of the time and not looking it up half of the time. I look it up a lot more now than I did before.
Yeah, you absolutely have to.
Even if it's only like 50 cents, I still don't want it sitting there. Like, it's not doing me any good if it's not selling.
Sarah has a thing against death piles, though. We don't have death piles.
Nope.
We have a seasonal pile.
Yeah, we have one seasonal pile and two Tupperware containers, which I consider a death pile, and that's not even a death pile. And they're going to be going probably to Goodwill or somewhere else like next week.
Yeah.
Sarah's a very non-clutter person.
I don't like the clutter. I get home and I'm like listing it like as soon as it comes in the door.
We got a massive box of Cabbage Patches today, and they're already
half of them
are already listed.
Yeah.
Or in drafts.
In drafts,
yeah.
Ed has 7 bins of clothing that I have to do next. Haven't gone sourcing in 3.5 weeks. No, you're giving Sarah anxiety. Just.
I mean, when you say 7 bins, do you mean like 7 mail bins? Because that's what I use to organize my stuff. That's not too bad, actually.
The smaller ones.
That's illegal. Just so you know.
I know.
Thanks for announcing it, though. Appreciate it.
Everybody does it.
The shortest live ever. Click. No.
That's right.
Okay.
Everybody uses the HODs. Don't lie. You use them.
Also, the big YouTubers get a lot of viewer sales. Most of what they show might not be actual market value.
True.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we over the last 6 months, we got more viewer sales, but I still don't feel like, I don't know. I don't think we still don't. Our prices are still relatively fair. I mean, I don't think
I thought so. Yeah.
Sean's here. What's up, Sean? How's it going?
Hello.
He's a fellow Ohioan as well.
Oh man, yeah. There's a lot of Ohio resellers.
There are.
When Ribbits watches a handful of resellers, man, we sometimes get information overload. Yeah, it is that way. Right when you start out, you're just like, I don't know what to do. And the easiest answer to that question is you've got to make your own mistakes, because you're not going to truly learn anything until you make those mistakes.
Yeah.
So the only thing that you probably won't make the mistake on is buying Beanie Babies or Disney VHS, because you watch us.
Yeah. Your first sale, you're not making no money.
That's right.
I lost so much money on my first sale. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Well, we were a disaster when we first started. Like, we didn't have shipping down. Like, we were shipping out big things when we first started, and like we were losing money from shipping.
That's what I was talking about, man. My first sale, it was humongous, and I think I only charged them like $19 to ship it, because I got the weights mixed up with the dimensions, and it was really a 45. It was like a $40. It was like, of course, it was that sell to California. It was my very first.
It's going to California.
I was like, are you kidding me, man? But that's you got it. And I even asked people to like just ship it, because if you try to give them back their money now, it's going to be bad. Just learn from your mistake, you know.
That's the biggest mistake every new reseller makes right there. Is just the shipping. And it's hard to get down without actually doing it, because unless you were in that field and you were, you know, you have a firm grasp on what shipping rates are and what size boxes to use and what size boxes not to use, you're just not going to know until you do it. And you're not going to know about like the priority mail system and all the flat rates, and you know, you just got to do it, and you know, ask questions and figure it out on your own. But Macari is a little easier though, isn't it? Because they have more of a kind of a streamlined shipping system, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Basically anything. Anything over. Yeah, anything over 2 pounds. I click the FedEx button just because it's a cheaper rate. I think it's like $7.99 to ship over like 2 to 3 pounds. Because if you try the postal part of it, it's like $14, and nobody's gonna pay that. Your item will sit.
Okay, well, maybe we should take a look at our Macari listing.
Yeah,
we literally just started doing it.
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of clothes is what we have on Macari, so I don't think anything's over 2
pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all clothes.
But Poshmark is like that too. It seems like their priority system is like anything under 5 pounds goes or pound to 5 pounds goes priority. But we were both questioning it as like, can we use stuff like this and just throw their sticker on it, and the answer is yes. Like we could use any. Okay. Yeah, we can use any priority as long as it's a priority label. It'll go. Okay. Because like if you ship something. Like if you ship something in this envelope and it's $7.60 to ship it, you know, whatever in this envelope, and then you look and maybe it's down. Like I've had it happen with people that bought things in Pittsburgh. This will be like $7.30 priority.
Oh wow!
And I've stuck the sticker on this thing and it's gone with no problem. So I think as long as it's a priority label, it can go on any of their boxes.
Okay. Yeah, because Macari's first class, so.
Well, anything under a pound would be first class, right?
Yeah.
First class is totally that goes in this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it'll make it. No,
glass, no problem. should be fine.
It's fine. That's fine. That's what the engine.
I'm always shocked at what I actually get in poly mailers delivered to my house, like from like Amazon or from other things. Like a case of canned cat food one time in a poly bag.
Yeah,
it was all broken. All the cans were like rolling out of it. I was like, "What is happening?"
I know. Yeah, Amazon. Not only does Amazon not do things well when it comes to poly mailers, their shipping is weird. Like they'll send out like something like this size right here in a box this big, and then they'll have like one thing of padding in it, and that's it.
One of those air packs.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
No, you pick it up. It's like, because I'm like, because I always ask her, I'm like, what did you order? I'm like, oh wait, no, that was my name. And then I look in there, and I was like, and she's looking at me too. She's like, what did you order in that big box? I'm like,
it's a tube of chapstick.
Yeah, I'm like,
sometimes it is.
It's like you could tell that guy does not resell because, you know, we try to get everything in as small as you can. I mean,
and you got to do the shake to make sure it's not moving in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Macari listings only go back up if you promote and drop the price or relist, but that's a process. Okay. We need to do things like that. The reason why I like your What Sold Viz is that your items are always interesting and close to my taste and things. Well, thank you. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm glad we changed the format because I like talking about the products when I'm holding them. And I think it's much more entertaining than being like, here's a picture of it. Here's another picture of it.
Yeah.
You know, so here's your answer to your question. 7 18-gallon bins.
That's not that bad.
Aren't the 18-gallon bins the real big ones?
Actually, yeah, because like I'm trying to think of how big a mail hod is, and that's probably about 6 gallons. So that would be one bin would be the size of 3 mail hods.
The 18.
So that would be 21 mail hods.
Those are big. Yeah, he's got a lot.
My quick math.
Do you let comps decide what you buy, even if you don't see many sellers? People always say there's a buyer for everything. Yes. So if I don't know. Us personally, we typically don't buy things if you run sold comps and there's like one sold. We typically, well, I should rephrase that. If you scan the barcode on something and there's one sold, I always then turn around and type it in.
Type it out, yeah.
Same.
Because sometimes the barcode doesn't scan. So, but other than that, if you type it in and there's still only one sold, it's just going to sit. You know, we typically, if there's 4 or 5 sold, we'll buy it. But if it's not selling, no, we don't buy it. What about you?
Like I said, it depends what it is. I mean, yeah, because sometimes when you're at that, like, if there's no sold comp and you have one listed and that person has, like, just throw it out there, like a single stitch Star Wars shirt, and they have it for $1,000. I'm like, is it really worth that? I mean, but then that's where you look at like Worth Point, all them to see what one sold. Then you're like, come on, man, that just sold for $150, you know?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, hey, there's a for $1,000. If I'm buying the same exact one, I could put it on there for $150 to $200, you know, and it should sell because someone's gonna be like, nope on him, and you know.
Yeah.
We did that with some DVDs we found at a thrift store. They were like a sitcom from Japan. And there was like 2 sold comps and they were all for like, I don't know, like $150 or something like that. And we listed ours for both like 75, and one sold immediately. And then the other one sat for like a month and then eventually sold. But so I guess the answer to the question is yes, everything will sell eventually, I think. But the problem you'll end up having, like, you know, unless you got a big warehouse, is that you'll have so much inventory and you've got to make room somewhere. Yeah. Here you go, Sarah. I have 15,000 postcards to list. Breathe, Sarah, breathe.
Oh my goodness.
I don't breathe.
That makes me anxious.
Darke, what's been your biggest resale item for profit? If you want to. If not, we could skip it.
No, that's fine. No. Let's see. I've got like a couple. I sold. Let's see. I sold a brand new DVD VCR recorder. I paid $15 for it at Goodwill, thinking it was used, but luckily I didn't open it. It was still factory sealed.
Oh, nice.
And it sold for $650.
Wow.
So it took 11 hours to sell, which was
nice.
Again, there was other people that had the same exact one, 1,500, 2,000. I'm like, and I looked at the solds and it was like persistent with 650, 700. So I was like, you know what, 650 plus shipping, bam, it sold.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, actually I sold a pair of socks for $50. I only paid 99 cents for it at Goodwill, so that was a pretty good profit. Yeah.
Socks?
Yeah.
What? No, you don't have to reveal, but I've never heard of a $50 pair of socks.
Yeah, I got them.
That's awesome.
Let me check this. Sorry.
What's your eBay store name? If you want to drop a link in the chat for your eBay.
Yeah,
store,
I will. Yep.
Okay. We'll get there. Shipping is my biggest fear. One of the biggest things that held me back. Yeah, you just got to do it. You'll get it, I promise. But you just got to do it. I still mess it up sometimes. Yeah, we do.
I will take the blame because I do all the listing, and he'll be shipping something, and I'll be like, God dang it, it's going to California. This is going to be like $28. You charge $22.
That's right.
He sounds just like that too.
Just like that, yeah. You can imagine how my voice gets like that.
And then I'm like, I'm not perfect.
I know sometimes I'll do that and she'll be like, you only spent like $4 on it. I'm like, I know, but I'm so bad about the shipping.
Yeah.
Oh man. Have you ever been down the first class? Sarah complains about this all the time. So like we'll have like a sweater or something and it will be like I don't know, like 14.5 ounces. And then I'll stick it in a bag and it will be 1 pound, 0.02 ounces. And I'm like, oh.
I would still send it at a pound.
Trying to like cut the bag.
I'm not lying. I try to like squeeze all the air out of it, like because I'm like, is the air really? I mean, does it really do it? But
I've tried. There was one thing I remember. It was like some like little piece of glass, something, and we wrapped it all up and put it in a box and sealed it up and then put it on there. It was like 1 pound, 0.01 ounces, and I'm like,
oh wow.
So then I like reached in and picked out a little bit bubble wrap and tried to get it. It just I can't handle it. If it's just over a pound, I can't handle the going priority.
Yeah, they were Burberry socks. That's what they were.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Ed still uses USPS for Macari for his shoes.
Oh,
do you do the? I heard a tip the other day on Yinzer Pickers Live. They use heat guns on these to stretch them, so that they get bigger and then seal them back up.
No, I need to try that because I always split the sides, and I'm like,
yeah, they stretch them out with heat guns.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would probably melt it.
I'm curious if it works.
Melt.
I mean, if it fits, it ships, right? So.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
I've moved away from Macari because I like USPS because they pick up at my house, which saves me so much time. Yeah, that's one of the things at USPS we like a lot. FedEx will too. Mm-hmm. FedEx will pick up at your house. UPS will, but there's a charge.
Yeah, right. No, we're not doing that. We take it there.
Paying I think it's like $10 too or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your mom's here.
Mother, hello.
Your mother, I am watching you. Hello.
Creepy.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's creepy. I'm waiting on my mom to pop in. I'll be like, oh no. Oh, gotta go.
My mom loves watching.
Jimmy, I'm watching you. For labels are up to 5 pounds, and you can use any priority shipping supplies, but a lot of the postal workers don't know that. That's why I just stick with regular priority boxes. Okay.
Smart.
Our lady seems to just take anything that is sitting out there. So
yeah, she doesn't know. She told us she doesn't know.
Yeah, she flat out. She's like, I don't know postal rates. I have no idea. She's like,
I'm like, this is this and this is this. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, okay.
We were talking about something being over a pound, and she's like, yeah, you could ship that first class. And I'm like, no, we can't. She doesn't even know. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm like, okay. Posh still makes money off shipping, even with sellers using flat rates. You can use any priority boxes.
Cool.
Baldy Pal Picking is here. What's up, everybody? First time catching live. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you.
I'm going to subscribe to all these people.
Go for it.
Baldy Pal Picking.
We've got plenty more from him. I'm way behind on the chat, guys. I am sorry. We've had such a good conversation here. I just buy it, the thrill of the victory and the tragedy of defeat. Yeah, that's pretty much the story of our lives.
Yeah.
I just subscribed to Baldy Pal.
That's part of a reseller. Yep.
Uh-huh. Let's see. I didn't know typing it in changed anything. Yeah. So the only way the barcodes work on eBay is if somebody, when they're doing their listing, attributes that barcode to a listing. Mm-hmm. So eBay doesn't just have a database. So when you're going through your listing, there's actually a thing for a UPC code. You can actually scan it and put it in. But if nobody's done that, or maybe 2 people have done that, then it's only going to show up with the 2 that have sold that actually had that. So the only reason I don't get it if there's only 1 sold is because I cross list to 3 other platforms and it usually sells on others. Yep.
That's smart.
We just started with the other platforms.
Yeah.
Is Macari your top seller right now, or have you kind of transitioned over to eBay?
I moved more to the eBay.
Okay.
Macari was, like I said, because I was concentrating so much on Squishmallows, but now, you can't find them in the stores now, so it's...
I know, I look for them constantly. I never find any Squishmallows.
Yeah, my daughters, they definitely tell me what's in and out. That's how I knew about Squishmallows.
Smart.
They put one on... Well, they put the hottest one on their Christmas list, and I was like, man, I'm going to go to eBay and buy it, try to be that guy. And I was like, $200? I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I was like, no.
That's crazy.
But luckily, I found one that a lady, she's like, hey, if you just pay me what I paid for it, I was like, I'm not paying you $200. And then she was like, $20. I was like, this is a scam. But it was real because I was like, okay. But then when I started noticing them in the stores, people, because it was crazy how people would just clear the shelves and But like I said, everyone does not sell for a lot of money like everybody thinks. But it's just it's just certain types.
Yeah, I'm on a couple Facebook groups that have people that are resellers and thrifters, and like people send pictures of squishmallows all the time, and they're like, "Look what I found! Look what I found!" And people are like, "That's not worth anything."
Yeah, because
sometimes they are, like you said. Just
do you guys have Myers? Do you guys have the store called Meyer?
No.
Okay, well they had an exclusive. It was a purple cow, and that so people in like Texas, California, and like I guess you guys couldn't get it. So so
it's a grocery store, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's almost like Walmart. I mean, it's that kind of chain. But yeah, that cow's still selling for like $250 to $300 right now.
That's crazy.
We're gonna have to. We'll never find it, I guess.
No, because every Meyer only had 4. So I drove to a bunch of them. Finally, I was like, I can't find it. I give up. Well, so I got dinged an alert on my Meyer app that the one closest to my work is just really not in a good neighborhood. Had them, and I was like, I'm not. But I stopped in and they had 4 of them sitting there.
Oh my!
So I grabbed all 4 and I just took off running because I was like,
oh man, the picture awesome. Of you running out of the store with 4 purple cows in your hand.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Awesome.
But like I said, before anybody judges me, 1 did go to my daughter, and then I sold the other 3.
That's just crazy. They sell them at Kroger's too.
Yeah, and Kroger's has some good ones that sell for good too.
We might have.
We live in like close to the Ohio border, so sometimes we actually go to Kroger's to go grocery shopping.
Okay.
Because it's only half an hour from our house.
Well, we live close to the tri-state border, so there's that little section of West Virginia before Ohio, and then Ohio's north of it. But the Kroger we actually go to is actually in West Virginia.
Oh, it is. Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
you're right.
In Weirton, yeah. But that's 10 miles from the Ohio border. So
yeah, sometimes, and I've seen them there. So
Super Fast Tortoise has a question. What's your biggest fear in reselling? What did you do to get over it? Wow, that's a deep question.
Pass. No. Now my biggest fear is I'm gonna get stuck with all of it. No,
that's a good fear.
I guess right now, because I have to resort on it, is glass. I'm very scared of glass, and now
me too.
We've been getting a lot of Corningware, so the glass lids and stuff. But I mean, like we just said, I shipped out 2 glass items and they made it. No, so I must have packed them probably too good, and that's something I will take time unpacking as glass. And
yeah, Sarah does all our super duper fragile stuff because I can't be trusted.
He can't.
Yeah, so I guess like we just said, you just have to do it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the brand name on those socks again?
Burberry.
Yeah,
that's right. Mm-hmm. I might just be behind in the chat. When I have to guess, my best estimation tip for calculating shipping is add 2 pounds and 2 inches to all the dimensions. Yeah, we've done that before, but it depends on the size of the thing too. Because if it's something really big, 2 inches is going to be the difference between $50 and $25. It really depends on, and especially with like FedEx. FedEx will ship something that's like 12 by 12 by 12, super cheap. But if it's 14 by 12 by 14, it's going to be like $10 more.
Yeah.
So you can really save yourself a little bit of money just by putting those dimensions in. But you're right. Adding 2 pounds to things, when for the listing is definitely something that we've done before. Yeah. However, it does at times price you out of being competitive.
Yeah.
I just picked up Burberry polo yesterday. I'm always worried they're fake. I gotta be honest with you, I don't even know what Burberry is. I don't think
it's a really expensive brand.
Yeah. Have we ever sold it?
No.
I would say it's almost like Tommy Hilfiger, but it's like the Coach of like or maybe Louis Vuitton. It's like it's right up there. I mean, it's pretty it's high end stuff.
There's a store in the Ross, I think in Ross Park.
No, there is. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know they have all the fancy stores there.
Yeah. I don't go there. I mean, we
Yes,
go
you
there,
do.
but I don't shop there. Not much of a for the fancy stuff, that's for sure.
Oh, please.
Some fancy stuff. I mean, it
You
depends on
like
what it is.
fancy stuff. You like fancy stuff.
Fancy.
Do you actually, Shawnee actually answered that. He said 2 years is his hope, but 5 years, right?
Yeah, five will probably be realistic because my kids will be older. So
Yeah, that Google Lens is definitely something that everybody needs to learn how to use,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because especially with like things that you have no idea what they are, Google
Yeah.
Lens, or something in a different language, like with those Pokemon cards we just got, the Japanese Pokemon cards. Looking those up was next to impossible without Google Lens.
I'm always shocked at how good it is.
Yeah, unless you really need it. Yeah, unless you really need it, then it's like, what? I didn't take a picture of that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So then you just pick it up, then you get it home, you're like, I should have left it.
The problem with Google Lens is that, like, when I was scanning these Pokemon cards, and then I got home and I was looking through my Facebook, and now I had ads for Pokemon cards.
Oh gosh, so annoying.
Yep.
There we go. Box size 6x5x5 to 16x12x8 only, and USPS first class and priority only. No medium mail, no FedEx, no UPS, no expedited, just simple all the way around. Yeah, if you got it down to that, and it's so easy, go for it. We unfortunately just have too many different size things.
Yeah.
Ed found a Hello Kitty Swishmallow. It's in my recent thrift video. She wanted basically what it's selling for on eBay. What was it selling for on eBay though?
Thousands.
Yeah, some of that Hello Kitty stuff, like some of that stuff is worth some money, especially the vintage Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got a pencil case. I still have to put it on.
Yeah, it's one of those old ones that has like the lid. It's like a mechanical, like you hit the button and the little lid pops open.
Okay.
And then it has a pencil sharpener in the side.
Oh man, that's old school.
Yeah.
I have a Burberry wool jacket over at the retail reel right now. Nice. I'm fascinated. I gotta find more of this stuff now. Is Google Lens an app? No. Well, it is.
Google is an app.
It's Google's app, and then if you download Google's app, and then on the app there'll be like the little search bar, and next to it will be a little camera. If you hit that camera, it'll turn your camera on, and then you point it at whatever you're trying to figure out, and it will tell you what it is. Or it'll tell you.
It will try its best.
It'll do a Google an image search, try to match the image with another image, but it works really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've tried many times. That has saved us many times.
Yep.
Yeah.
The problem is that the most common, like, top result is always something on Worth Point, which is what led us to get a Worth Point subscription so that we could see what those are selling for.
Yeah. I might get rid of it though, because it's expensive and I don't use it that much.
One of my friends had it, so I always feel like I feel like I'm annoying because I'm like, hey, what's this worth? He's like, just
my friend does that to me all the time. Our friend does that, but I'm cool with it. I'm just like, I'll let you know.
I should probably give him $20.
Right.
That's a whole month, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's 28 or 32 or something. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but somebody told me there was a better one. I can't remember what the other one was.
I think I'm going to cancel mine.
Well, there goes that.
You don't use it. We don't use it.
We used it for vintage toys and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think we've gotten pretty good at figuring out what things are worth. So
I used it for Polly Pockets the other day. We got a bunch of Polly Pockets.
Yeah, those were fine.
Yeah, that was the last time I really used it in like a month.
So I watched a few of your videos. Do you primarily source like garage sales and things like that, or do you have like a primary like area that you focus on that you've been getting the most stuff from, or
basically Goodwill? Yeah,
so you're more of a thrift store guy.
Yeah, but I did the 127 garage sale, so I think that's probably my biggest video of everybody watching. Because I guess if you put 127 garage sale, everybody starts popping. And
oh yeah, I bet.
But yeah, but with the prices of Goodwill, I need to start garage selling more. You know, it's
Our
crazy.
Goodwills were getting bad, and it seems like they're starting to come back down to reality
Yeah.
again. But they there was a period of time where we were walking into Goodwills and walking out with literally nothing. And it
Mhm.
just that last video we put out though, we did really well. We sold most of those carafes already, that egg cooker already. I mean, that
Oh
was a
yeah,
really
the
good,
coffee things. Yeah.
yeah. So our Goodwills have been all right. Since we found auctions though, we don't go to very many thrift stores anymore because we've really
Yeah.
the auctions have really been our primary source. And I know there's been a handful of them that we wanted to go to in the last couple of weeks, just haven't had the time. Were the Pokemon cards worth any? I believe that was when the Wizards of the Coast was printing them, but I never seen them before. Yeah, so they are. There's a Charizard in there, and it's worth a fairly good bit of money. We haven't really figured out exactly what they're worth, but they're Wizards and Nintendo printed those ones.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I always get worried, just like with clothing, when I see stuff like that. I'm like, it's like the second run of Pokemon ever, and I'm like, is this fake?
Yeah, the Pokemon cards scare me, man. I was like, oh, I probably were buying the fake ones when.
Yeah, these ones, they're back there. They're Japanese, so they're the first run from Japan when Nintendo took over, I guess. And,
Okay.
They are. I think they probably would be worth a lot more 6 months ago, or 8 months ago when everybody was really into them. But now they're worth a good bit of money. I think what we have them on for right now, we're not going to get, but we're going to try. We got to give it a shot first.
And Pokemon, it's a roller coaster too, because it'll go back up.
Yeah, somebody gets back into it, and the next thing you know, so the demand is going down. People are going back to the office. Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
For now, there you go, Sarah. Did you keep the Playgirl mags for yourself?
No, I didn't. I actually I sat down this afternoon and I flipped through them and I took pictures of them and I made sure I didn't get certain things in the pictures. And they're all in drafts and they're going to be listed. They're actually worth pretty decent amount of money, like $10 and up per magazine.
I was sitting on the couch and she came around the corner and she's like, "Look at this," and I'm like, "I don't want to see that."
Yeah, you're like, no.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no, they're gonna go. They're gonna be going on probably tomorrow or Saturday.
That one that you had, is it still there? The guy, just you can show the cover, but there's the one that you had sitting on top with the creepiest looking guy on it, like ever. It's like some guy with like a weird mustache.
Oh, I'll tell you who it is, and you guys might even know who he is. He was from a soap opera.
It was just sitting on the table, and every time I walk by it, I'm like, the guy looks so creepy. He looks like a guy that might have a van, like a big van.
He totally does. Does anyone know who Michael Swan is from As the World Turns?
I think Darke Jimmy might be a big soap opera fan. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, wow.
It's like the creepiest looking guy ever.
He's Michael Swan from As the World Turns.
Every time I walk by, I'm like,
I'll be honest, he's gross.
Yeah,
Are you still scared from the off-road trip?
It was terrible.
Oh, yeah, our last video where our GPS took us to like this dirt road, and it essentially it became a gravel road, and then it became a dirt road, and it was basically just a road that like somebody had built at some point and it had eroded away. So by the time we got so far, we couldn't go any further. Like I would have needed a taller truck to get through there. And I'm like, why is my GPS taking us? But yeah, no, we're recovered. We didn't Buffalo Bob.
It was so scary. And it was funny because after we backed up at the part like where the house was, that it still looked okay. There was a sign that said "End of State Maintenance" or something like that.
Oh no.
And I was like, how did we not see this before?
As we were leaving, they had a road closed sign shoved in the trees. And
oh wow.
Like, yeah, somebody kicked that down or something, because So yeah, no,
Oh man,
that was one of the weirdest days. Which
it was real weird. And then after we ate lunch and we went to pick up the stuff at the other house, that house was creepy.
oh yeah, we didn't get it on
It was
video, but
weird.
so we got these like little cookie jars, like they were like, like a 3 little houses that stuck together basically.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, your stuff's right there outside." So we went outside and there's a little bare cookie jar, and then there was these 3 houses. Well, I took the lid off of one of them and it had like flour in it, and there was just bugs all over the thing. And I'm like, "Oh God." So we drove down the road, found a dumpster, and whoop, there that one went. But the other 2 we're going to be on at some point, but
They are on now. They're on now already.
Yeah, I've never seen like flour from the 70s still in there, and you're like, these bugs have been in this house for how long?
Oh,
It's gross.
that's nasty. Yeah, it's
It
nasty.
was so terrible. And the house looked, I took a picture of the inside of it. It was like, it just looked so, oh, this was the inside. I'll see if I can show you guys. But it looks so weird in there.
Oh wow.
Isn't that creepy?
Yeah, it's that's like haunted house style.
Yeah. It looked real weird. And the guy running it was weird too. It was just weird. It was a weird day.
How are the wings? Sadly, Ed, we didn't get any because the price of their wings. You got boneless wings. That's
not really wings.
The price of the wings were through the roof. They were for 12. It was $30.
Yeah, $28.99.
Yeah,
or something crazy.
Which is sad.
It's like $3 a wing.
You can get a fillet cheaper than you can get 12 wings. But I had a burger. Sarah had wings. Have you ever been to a Quaker Steak and Lube? Do they have them? They had them in a.
Yeah, we have one in Ohio, but I've never been to it.
It's good.
The sauces are good.
Yeah.
I think I know we have one. We might have more, but I don't get out much. So I've heard they're good.
Their sauce is really good. Their wings are a little smaller than your average wing when they're not in super high demand, and they're asking $30 for 12 of them.
It's set up like a gas station, right? Like an old serving station.
Yeah, it looks kind of like that inside. There's like cars hanging from the roof and like weird, Okay. So they're Adam and Sarah, weirdest pick was the funeral home. What's your weirdest place you picked? Darke County, Jimmy.
Not as weird as the road going away, but I should have had this on film too. But we were doing community garage sales before the 127, kind of prepping for it, trying to get in the field. But we did this. There's a place in Darke County called Wayne Lakes. It's like all man-made lakes and all these big houses around it.
Okay.
Well, it goes from a big, because I have an SUV, but anyways, it goes from a big road down to this little road. Mm-hmm. Well, so you have to pull off in the grass, because if you go too far, you're going to be in water. So, but anyways, it just seemed like the road kept spiraling up. So by the time I'm like, we kept following this garage sale sign. I was like, where the crap is this garage sale at? But by the time we got to it, I mean, the incline was like this.
Oh,
so as soon as you open the car door, it's like, you're falling out of the car. And then I'm like, oh, crap. So
that sounds awful.
So I look at my fiance. I was like, should we really get out? And she's like, well, it's up to you. I was like, all right, let's do it. So when we get out, I realized since we get up to the garage, it says air conditioned garage, please come in. I was like, oh man, I was like, man, I hope we don't die.
Creepy.
But yeah, when and no joke, I don't have them with me right here, but I found some no iron sheets, brand new too. She's like, hey, look at this. I was like, I'm gonna grab those, and those are not gonna sell for me. You know that. But they only had $1 on them, so I grabbed them.
Nice.
Yeah, you might as well. Somebody will buy them. People buy them for fabric a lot too.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You gotta get the crazy patterns. That's what people like, and the floral 70s. They love that.
Yeah, like I said, I basically source out thrift stores, so I don't have no weird spots yet. But I imagine when I go south on the 127s next year, there's gonna be some weird places
Yeah.
in Kentucky and Tennessee, you know.
I think we're planning on it next year. We were on vacation when the 127 was going on, so we didn't get to do it, but I'd like to. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How do you source for the winter in Ohio? Do you stockpile, or do you continue to source in the winter?
Yeah, my stockpile is right there.
Don't want to go out in the cold.
No, yeah, basically it's thrift stores. But but actually no joke, and I know I keep saying it a lot, but the 127 garage sale, I had 3 carloads full.
Wow.
And and I didn't even spend $350, and there's a good profit in that. So
maybe we shouldn't have gone to the beach that week.
Yeah, I think for sure that can. Well, she'll agree. My fiance will agree that if I don't thrift anymore, I'll be fine selling this stuff. So
yeah,
there's quite a bit of stuff, and that's kind of what I'm going through right there. Is what really, because I'll just throw some examples up. There was Revereware pans that I wanted and Corningware on the same table. Like, yeah, because generally Thursday of these sales, nobody makes deals because how much traffic. Well, we went to this house, and of course, when you garage sale, you get the whole life story of the people's stuff laying there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so basically, this is how simple it was. They had blue cornflower Corningware, and then they had 5 Revereware pots and pans that I wanted. Well, my fiance wanted the Corningware. I wanted the Revereware to sell. Right. So because I'm telling her, I was like, this is 127 prices. Just remember this. These aren't regular garage sales. I thought so. So I asked the lady. I was like, "Hey, how much?" And because they didn't have nothing price, and I generally don't ask prices, but I'm like, I need to go ask prices. So I asked her. I was like, "What do you want for these 5 pots and pans and all this Corningware?" And I wasn't trying to, my first big buy, I wasn't trying to waste all my money.
Right. No, of course.
And she was like, well, I'll tell you this. How about you go from this table all the way over? So now we're adding more pots and pans in and everything. She was like, $40. I was like, wait a minute, just for the pan? Right. She's like, no, for all of it. I was like, oh man. Well, then she brings like 2 big gigantic totes. And so we got free totes with the lids for $40. Awesome. And that, and one Revereware pot, I mean the big pot, and they were clean, so I don't even have to clean them. They were shiny. Cool. So I was like, well, that's $40 right there. I'm gonna get my money back right there, So,
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'd have been.
So yeah, I mean that's what kind of deals I was getting right out the bat, and I was like, man, this is crazy.
We got more 127 questions here. We'll say hello to Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. For super fast tortoise makes a really good hot spicy wet wings. And here's another one. Did you find it was flea market / reseller prices at the 127? All the videos I saw were high price buys. Well, not the pot buy, that's for sure.
No, it was weird. Every year is different on the 127 garage sales. So, because I told my fiance, because this was her first year coming with me, right? I was like, we're going to avoid the flea markets and we're going to houses. Well, when we went to the houses, they were higher priced than the flea markets. So, because when we went, except for the one house, but when we went to the, basically, once you do this for a while, like if you go to the place where they got it all lined out in totes on the ground, you're like, oh yeah, they don't want to load that stuff back up. So you can clean them out cheap. So, but if they've got them nicely on their tables, they're dealers. So, right. So we cleaned up a lot in there. So.
Yeah, we get that at the flea markets whenever you can tell the people that have looked all this stuff up and they have price tags on everything and they're very prim about it. Yeah. What exactly is the 127 garage sales? It's 127 miles of garage sales. What's the route? 127, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not 127 miles. It's just
it's State Route 127,
which goes from
Ohio
Addison, down.
It's Addison, Michigan, all the way to Alabama.
Yeah. So it's a very, 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 very big garage sale.
And it is dangerous because semis do not stop. That is one.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Because you're literally, if you're like coming like where I live, You know, it's out in the country, so you have to pull off, and yeah, the semis are still zooming past.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that. I saw a few videos last year where people were pulled over and like the people behind them were just blowing by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, $350 for 3 carloads. I spent that much in one sourcing trip. Amazing margins you must have. Yeah, that is quite the deal. So you just went locally on your area of the 127.
Yeah, like Thursday we went. Well, you don't know my area, so I was 10 minutes from Cincinnati on Thursday, which Cincinnati to me is about almost 2 hours. So
Okay.
then Friday we went north, but we didn't go very far. We probably went an hour up north Ohio. So yeah, we stayed in Ohio, but
Okay.
and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday we shopped around here and hit more of the side roads because I figured, hey, everybody's going to want to stay on 127. They're not going to want to drive a mile off of 127 and have to fight that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, that we gotta do that next year for sure. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for stopping. We appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying pretty much that one sale is kind of pretty much kept you.
Yeah,
you really don't have to do much sourcing.
I don't think so. No.
Wow.
No, because it seems like when you go. So I felt like when I bought that big 2 tables stuff, it felt like you're at an auction and towards the end where you can start buying the tables for $1. That's what it felt like. So then you're just throwing away a lot of stuff. So
was there anything in there that ended up being worth some money, or was it all just kind of like her trying to get rid of some of her junk?
Yeah, like the other pots and pans that she threw in there, they're still selling on eBay for $25 to $28. So I mean,
that's awesome.
They were all good pans.
Oh
yeah.
So like most of so you didn't end up donating hardly any of it.
No.
Oh, nice. That's even better.
So do you guys have good luck with that blue cornflower? Because I see it everywhere, and I never pick it up, and I just looked it up, and it saw there's like 3,400 solds, but the prices are like all over the place.
Yeah, basically, if you lot it all together, like if you make sets of it, it sells better because it's better. So I guess my grandma was telling me, because I'm like, why is Corningware so popular? But I guess it goes back to where they used to do those stamp books. So they used to have to piece those sets together.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I never pick it up, and I just was like looking at all the sold comps, and I was like, there's like 3,400 sold comps, but like there's just
the blue cornflower is the common of the Corningware, because then you got the spice of life and then all the floral prints, but yeah, I think it's the most, if people are doing the country living type kitchens, they want the blue cornflower because it blends in real nice with what they're doing.
Yeah, they we see it everywhere, but we never really grab it because of the 2 reasons. 1, Goodwill overprices it, and 2, we don't know enough about it.
Yeah, because I was picking up some that were, I mean, they looked like real dirty and nasty. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna, and you pick it up for $1 at a garage sale or 50 cents. So I'm like, it's worth trying to clean it. So then you start watching those YouTube videos how to clean it, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. But then you start cleaning it. I mean, it brings it back to life. I'm like, Jim,
I used some kind of magic clay cleaner or something on the bottom of Reselling, and it was so shiny. Remember that tea kettle that you found at the bins? I was like, how did this even happen? Like, this looks amazing.
Yeah, my mom got us this. It's like this clay cleaner, and like you use it on like your sink and stuff like that. And she got it on QVC, and Sarah got it. She gave Sarah some, and Sarah's cleaned our stove with it and stuff like that. And she's like, I'm gonna try it on this Reselling, and that Reselling was trash. We found it at the bins, and it was in bad shape, and it would look like brand new whenever she got it. She got it all cleaned up. Sean wants to know, do you have specific margins for resale, or are you like us where you just like it's gonna make money, it's gonna make money.
Yeah, like right now, I mean, if it's gonna make me like $2 to $3, I don't mess with it.
Right.
But I mean, I guess if I have to choose a margin, I guess it's probably $10. I mean, because
That's what ours is.
if you sell like a bunch of stuff with $10 margins, especially like I told you I sell plush, so like a lot of plush, so like a lot of like Build-A-Bears, there's not really big margins, but people buy them, so
Yeah.
why not? You know?
And they're easy. We'll take a lower margin if it's easy to ship.
Yeah,
like if it's
that's
something
a good
that
point too.
you throw in a bag, seal it up, and give it to the post office, we're fine taking a lower margin. If it's something that's like an odd size or like like just something that's going to require an awful lot of effort to ship it, we don't even mess with it. Like that's
unless it's going to make big bucks, like that McDonald's, that play set, or like the big dolls or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll go through the pain for that, but not for like $5.
Ed has no luck with pans. We didn't either at first, and we started getting, a friend of ours gave us some pretty good advice when it came to revereware and stuff, and so we started it, and it's working now. Like it seems like we've sold. The one thing that we're not good at is cast iron. Like for some reason we just can't figure it. Like there's ones that sell for hundreds of dollars, and I don't know what to look for at all. At first we were like Griswold's the brand, and then we bought a couple Griswold pans, and we bought like the cheapest ones we could possibly buy. Like they all both of them sold for 25.
That's my luck. That's my luck.
But we were at this auction, and they had tables of these Griswold pans, and they were doing, you bid, and whenever you win, so like let's say your winning bid is $8.50, and then you can pick as many pans off the table as you want for $8.50 each.
Okay.
So we waited because the price got up to like $30-$40, and we're like, we don't know what we're doing. We spend $40 on a pan, we'll walk up and pick one that's worth $20. Like we don't know. So we waited till the price got down, and we bid for like I think $5 or something. So then we picked up 2 Griswold pans, and we're like, okay. And we took them back, and then we sold them for $25, but we didn't know they. First of all, one of them wasn't even cast iron; it was cast
aluminum, and I got hell for that.
As soon as it was listed, message: "This is cast aluminum," and we're like,
ooh.
Okay.
I'm like, well, it's like so dark. It looks like it's iron.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so dirty. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
I guess if it's like, if you pick it up and it's like real heavy, I guess you got it.
Yeah, yeah. It was lighter. I mean, a little bit.
I know.
Yeah, but it was super heavy, and it looked cast iron, and we're like, we don't know what we're doing. Like, just we got to figure out. I guess we got to look more into it. Sean wants to know if all our creepy dolls are gone.
Nope.
Yes. Almost. Close.
Oh, my personal ones?
No, the big doll haul.
We have like one small bin and one like medium bin.
Yeah.
But they're not full. So we've sold a bunch of them. Yeah.
And
we just sold 2 legs today. Yeah.
And all their parts. That was
all their parts.
That was a very, very interesting haul. That was probably our most. It was the biggest learning curve we have ever had when it came to reselling. Like the pans, we got yelled at right away with the pans, but doll people.
Mm-hmm.
We listed something, and then we get messages. That's actually from 1952, and that her
name's not Dolly, it's Polly, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I like dolls and I collect them, but I'm not like that crazy like about knowing what they are. Just like the way they look. I'm not like this is winky eye, sleepy face, Polly whatever from 1944.
You're like, hey, this is a doll, man.
Yeah.
and it's old. Like it's from the 20s. Like it's worth some money, and we know it, but we just don't know what it's called. But I mean, legitimately, they did sell really, really well. Like even the reproductions ended up selling really well for us. And I really wish we could find more of those, but it's a very hard market. It's not like Cabbage Patch where we can find them everywhere.
Right.
Not everywhere.
I believe the Cabbage Patch wave sells them. The Cabbage Patch has grown yet again behind
Yes.
you, as you can tell.
I
Sarah got a whole box.
Yeah, I redid 4 of them today. I saved one for a video next week, but I did redo 4 of them today, or 5 maybe. I think 5 actually.
Because I was gonna joke with you guys and send it to you on Instagram. I picked up one of those Cabbage Patch Kids a car seat, yeah, for 50
I have
cents.
a car seat.
Well, then,
Yep.
it was like literally it was your guys' next video, and you got it with a doll. I was like, look, man,
Yeah.
one up me on that. Come on.
Yeah.
The car seat honestly isn't really worth that much. I have it on eBay, and it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
I don't think the shipping on it, I think, is what is making people not want to buy it. But
it's big, but Sarah has it for her own personal collection that I'm sure it will end up in.
Yeah, if it doesn't sell.
See you later, Ed. Good night. Got to get up at 2 a.m. I'm not looking forward to those days when it starts snowing. That is going to be but I don't want to ever wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning again.
Well, you're going to.
Yeah. So the life of a plow truck driver. You probably get a lot more snow than we do, being further north, huh?
Yeah, because we're flat, so it just.
Yeah.
And then
are you in the belt? Do you get all the lake effect, or?
No, we don't get the lake effect. It seems like whatever's coming through Indiana sweeps up to us, and then it goes kind of up like towards you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we get lucky a lot of the times because of our area. We're kind of in that valley where we're surrounded by mountains. So like once it crosses the border, it tends to break apart, and then we kind of get, a little less than everybody else. But the lake effect machine, sometimes when it dips down and just keeps hammering us with snow, that's when I get very, very tired.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta go out. So, but yeah, we don't get what Erie gets or anything like that. Like we get what Cleveland gets. But
yeah, basically, if it calls for like 6 inches of snow, I'm like, oh crap, because it's going to be like 2-foot drifts, and I mean, we get so much drifts because we have cornfields, so it just keeps, there's nothing to stop it. So
yeah, that's we don't get that. We get this area is like we cut lawns in the summertime, and finding a flat lawn in this area next to impossible. Like nobody has a flat yard.
Come over here, you'll be like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, Ohio is so flat.
Your microphone cut out.
Who, me?
Oh no, it's my headphones again.
It's you, Adam.
It's us. No, I'm joking.
No, it's me. I got to get rid of these. It's my AirPods, and when I touch them, Siri comes on, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Not now."
Don't touch them.
Pre-full-time reselling, I was a graveyard shift worker. I'd rather flip burgers than go back to that again. I can understand that.
I might like it, I think.
You'd like flipping burgers or going?
No, I like working nightly.
When I was in high school, just out of high school, I worked at a convenience store, and I worked the graveyard shift, and it was cool because like it's the easy shift, and like there's not a lot of people coming in and stuff like that. But the problem is your sleep schedule's reversed.
Yeah.
And so whenever all your friends are awake doing things, you're sleeping.
Of course. Like, hey, come over for a party. I gotta work.
Yeah. And then you get texts in the middle of the night, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "I'm at the gas station."
Right.
It was awful. But I don't know. When I plow in the wintertime, I hate it because I can't sleep. I don't sleep well when the sun's up. So like I sleep for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I get up, and I just don't do it. I can't do it.
Right.
I didn't hate it when I did, but once I went back to living during the day, it was night and day. Oh yeah. That's the big thing too, is that once you get back on a normal sleep schedule, you don't want to get off your overnight sleep schedule. It's just terrible.
Yep.
Wow. That's just my opinion, but I don't think I'd like it. I don't want to ever go back to doing that again, but I got a couple more years of snow plowing in me, I think. As long as the old truck stays together. That's anybody's guess.
I know here, like, when it snows, it's easy money, but I know it's wear and tear on your trucks. I know.
Yeah.
So
I have a 2005 Chevy 2500 out there. It's a diesel and it's got almost 200,000 miles on it.
okay.
And last year I had a bunch of body work done to it because we have. I don't think Ohio doesn't have state inspection, do you?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, we were supposed to, but then it got all pushed back because of why. But
yeah. We still have it. So like my rocker panels were starting to rot out, and so they fixed all that last year. And so I got a couple years probably left on this truck, but I don't know. The batteries are currently dead in it right now, so I gotta get some new batteries.
And don't wait until like the day before it snows.
It's probably when I'll be putting batteries.
That's what we always do.
That's right.
It's so annoying.
Try to get the old diesel to crank over when it's 0 degrees outside. It'd be great.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
Do you have to plug it in, or has it got its own?
So when I bought the truck, it's kind of amusing that you asked me that question. When I bought the truck, the guy told me not to use the plug because it might catch fire. I was like,
oh wow,
okay, but we don't get that cold.
Okay,
like we don't get to the point where we get. I mean, we will get into the negatives, but it'll be like -2, -3, -4.
Okay.
We very seldom get down below that, and sometimes we'll have wind chills that are like in the negative teens, but very infrequently does it happen. And it won't happen for like days. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is that I can normally muscle that truck to start. Like sometimes it'll take a couple times and you gotta, get the glow plugs to go back over, but most of the time she'll turn over. But right now the problem, it's the dumbest problem to have in the world. So the batteries died in it, and I had replaced the driver's side door handle a while back. And when I had replaced it, the snap that was holding the little lock mechanism for the key broke.
Okay.
So when I put the key in it fell into the door, and I'm like, it's all right. I got keyless entry, not a big deal. And my figuring is that even if the battery dies, there's a keyhole on the other side, and it's I can get in. Well, the battery did die, and there is no keyhole on the passenger side. They didn't build it with the keyhole on the passenger side, so I was locked out of my truck. So
that'd be my luck.
Yeah, so that was what happened to me. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Good night, Sean. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. We're probably going to wrap it up here. We're going on an hour and a half. And so if you guys have any other questions or comments, is there anything you want to plug? Any up and coming things that you want to talk about?
No.
No,
because the live this morning I was like, hey, I'm going to be on Pittsburgh Picker tonight, and Johnny's like, you're crazy doing 2 lives at once. I was like, right? And so that's what happens when you're hurrying up and messaging people.
That's right. Yeah, it's
starting Monday, I'm going back to doing my reselling. Hopefully, have a new video, that kind of stuff. So
cool. Yeah, we're going to be planning on going to some auctions this weekend, but I think we're going to end up at a flea market because it seems like a local.
Oh
flea
yeah,
market.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
it's having our Elks Lodge is having their local flea market, so I think we're going to end up there. There's a new person, Lady Luck Junk. I've been listening while working. I have never seen y'all before. Big love from Texas. Well, welcome. We appreciate you stopping by.
Welcome.
So,
yes. I think I saw her in Johnny's live this morning.
Oh, you're dragging all kinds of fans. There is Darke County's YouTube channel. You guys go give them a sub, check them out, say hi, comment. No thumbs downs though. No thumb down.
That's okay. I won't take it personally. I'll be like,
Did you notice that on the YouTube Studio app, like on your phone, they got rid of you can't see the thumbs downs.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
They got rid of it. It used to be able to see them, and I would look at them and I'd be like, oh man. And now it's just thumbs up and comments, and that's it. Unless it's just mine. Maybe mine changed.
Yeah.
Because now I have a little monetization icon next to it. But I think it happened before that. I think they got rid of it for everybody's well-being. The thumbs down just shouldn't even exist. Like, if you either like the video or you just don't hit the like button.
Right.
That's my figure.
Yeah.
So, yep, there's his YouTube channel right there in the chat. Sarah, is anything you want to talk about coming up? No? Cabby rehabbing?
Sure. There is going to be one. Cabby Rehabby. I have a naked kid over there that needs some help. So.
Yeah. And our usual What Sold video coming out on Friday, and thrifting videos, auction, maybe the flea market, that kind of thing coming up over the weekend. So
yup.
That's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Jimmy, for being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
No problem.
We'll see you guys again. Bye.
Bye.